There has been a fire reported in the building. Please proceed to the nearest exit and leave the building.
This is just a drill.
That's 19 security. Floor 2 is clear.
Good morning, folks. Welcome back to Deciphering My Experience. My name is Eric, and I just kind of wanted to pick up this morning right where we left off last night with Rogue Dragon, because I found her wrap-up at the end to be rather inspirational. And I want to run with that ball. She had basically said that this morning we should all wake up and do something to help our neighbors in our community. And I'm gonna do that. And what I did is I found another experiencer who was sharing his SSP background and experiences, but with the advantage of he's also some sort of a healer in this capacity. He's doing work with another person that I came across recently. She goes by the name of Akvile Sava, and I apologize if I'm butchering that name. She's from Lithuania, and my pronunciation of Lithuanian terms is rather limited at this point. So I'll try to improve on that one for her benefit, so she doesn't have to listen to my Americanized butchering of her name. But Rich West, I mean, that's about as American name as it gets. I can pronounce that one. But the gentleman in the video, his name is Rich West. He has given permission for this video to be shared and downloaded in the capacity that I am sharing it today. He has requested to just simply direct people to that fact. So richwest.net, thank you very much for this production, along with Akvile Sava. I appreciate the work that you guys are doing for the community. I am happy that you are my neighbors, so to say, in this effort, and I want everybody else to pay attention to this video and I guess just see that people are waking up. There are others out there. Look at these connections that are happening globally. You know, what are the odds of these two people connecting, myself finding them? At some point, all of these things are just going to get way more than coincidental. And, you know, a lot of folks are going to have to open their eyes. So today, I would like to help my neighbors in my community, the SSP community, by offering them some insights to let them know that they're not alone. There are friends out there and people looking to help and communicate. Find some peers and get involved in your community. Take some good action after right thought. And if you need help, speak up, say something, talk to people, and there are ears out there. So thank you again, Rogue Dragon, for your inspirational words last night. And I hope that everybody can move forward today and be a good neighbor. So pay attention to what's coming up after this clip. There's a lot of good stuff. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Share videos, and I hope everybody has an excellent day. Thank you.
Hi, this is Rich, and welcome to our blog. Akvile just gave me a session about military abduction, MyLab stuff, secret space program, past life regression, between life stuff. Just gave me the session a few minutes ago. Took over an hour. And I wanted to ask her some questions because she can see stuff better than I can. She doesn't even know what I'm going to ask her yet. Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
We got on our matching shirts because we're a team.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Akvile, I had this, so I recalled it the way I did, and I suspect that you could see visual imagery, mine, better than I can. So I'm going to ask you some questions about the entire event. But first, I want to kind of give a quick narrative to people, and I want to talk about the subject. I've watched some videos of these other super soldier people and MyLab military abduction. And there's the whole secret space program. And there's the secret space program. Then there's so that's going on. And this has to do with intergalactic business that our military, secret military is involved in. and you have the super rich power elite, or the world, those in control on this planet, playing these grand games intergalactically or galactically or off planet. And they get to have all the fun. We don't. We're slaves on this fucking planet. We're kept ignorant of what the hell's going on. And we will never be told if the dark side has their way. And it's not like that on other planets. We're part of really a terrible situation on planet Earth. And this war that's going on, the dark versus the light, or sovereign planets, and lifting of consciousness and the liberation and freedom of beings in physical bodies or non-physical bodies, but in human bodies, on planets or planes or belief system territories throughout the multiverse. So it's a constant battle, good guys versus bad guys. So I've had a lot of experiences while out of body, interacting with ETs, human ETs and non-human ETs. I've been on spaceships. I've been on warships or being attacked. I've been on military transport ships, like supply ships. Sometimes I'm just a visitor. I just jump in. Hi, how you doing? It's okay. They don't mind. Sometimes I'm actually a crew member there. So I have another life. I'm living in another realm as a active member of the service. So it goes all kinds of ways. But I wanted to share with you what happened today. Now, for me, this whole my lab military abduction thing, it's the secret military, or that part of the military that's part of the black ops, deep state, military industrial complex involved with the extraterrestrial beings and all that. They abduct people. The military abducts people. And one particular program they have different reasons for abducting us. And non-human ETs abduct us for lots of different reasons, but one is for galactic slave trade and other nefarious activities. But specifically, there's the secret space program. And one of the ways that works is that the people that want to, or that are running the secret space program or are involved in it, are looking for recruits and new people to induct into the service. They're not asking. It's not like hey, how would you like to be part of the secret space program? This might happen, but it's more likely you have some kind of psychic or spiritual abilities above and beyond the rest, and you're a candidate. You might have a high IQ, you might be an empath, a telepath, you might be clairvoyant as can be, you got something that they want. Okay, so they'll just take you. And it normally happens when you're a kid. They take you, I heard, the one story I heard was they took her to Langley. Of course, CIA, whatever you call that last letter. I don't want to say all these too many of these buzzwords in the video here, but they take you to Langley, and you're induced, you're inducted. You start getting training and programming and indoctrinated and implanted when you're a little kid. And by the time you're about 17 years old, you're old enough to put on the suit and start being active service one way or another. Are you a grunt? Are you administrator? Are you a psychic? Are you in the diplomatic corps? Are you in the spy business? Or are you a fucking cook? What the fuck? It doesn't matter, but there you are. Now you'll serve in this one program, it's called the 20 and back. It's 20 years in the service, and then you're brought back in time time traveled back to when you were abducted and placed right back to where you started with a mind wipe. Okay. So that's the twinning back secret space program, one of them. Okay. Corey Good, check with Corey Good, Emery Smith, Randy Kramer, David Wilcock, I think, talks about this. I'm not saying he was one of those, but he talks about the subject. I've given a session to someone who was a 20 and back individual, and all this. So somewhere in all this, it occurred to me that I might possibly be part of that program. I don't believe it. I'm not really feeling it, but there's something about it that makes me feel like, did that happen to me? Because I have these suspicious things, right? I'm totally fascinated with out-of-body experiences, going out in outer space. I hear these other stories about secret space program, the super soldiers, and I'm like, wow, yeah. I'm totally into galactic history, the Anunnaki, the reptilian phenomena, and the multidimensionality of it all. And I've been on spacecraft in the higher realms, and the real good people, my kind of people, said, this is for you, Rich, when you're ready. And it's like, I felt like I was being invited back home kind of thing on a big giant spacecraft. Anyway, that's kind of the setup for what we're going to talk about. So Akvile gave me, it's like a past life regression session, but we were able to pull up some information, some details, and it looks as if I was part of that program too. Now, I don't like believing it. I'm not feeling it. You know, I'm not like, I'm more like, if it happened, I'm in fucking denial. Okay. I go, no, not me. I don't remember that shit. And I've had a lot of past life regression sessions. This shit never came up before. So that's where I'm at on this. Before we go into the details of the regression session that Akvile just gave me, I would like to hear from you, Akvile. What are some of the things that you know about this military or the galactic war, secret space program? What are your thoughts? Is it a thing in your world? Is that how you see things?
Well, for me, it's only a thing, but you know, from my part, I'm always a spectator. I was never a part of it. Like I can come in and like see what they're doing. I can play, but I'm the third party. I'm not playing their games. I'm just like, I have like, this is my first time here, which is like, I don't deal with these parties. Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? So I'm just trying to figure out who is who and who's doing what. So with all the sessions I've gave, there are plenty of people who've been involved into this sort of stuff. And you know, the things they say, and then they ask me to go to a party and scan their sort of experiences and like report back on what happened. And I do that. So whenever I come back from my experiences and I scan them, like, you know, being abducted against their own will, put in like, you know, just harvesting of humans and using their abilities and all kinds of things, you know, like, or just using humans for like sort of trade. Oh, you have this ability, we're going to sell you to the reptilians, you're going to work there or 20 years and or even longer, you're going to be a grunt or an officer or whatever and level up and do lots of things. And just like, they have a life there, they're working and doing stuff. And then they go back in time and put people back and wipe our memories or suppress it big time. And you know, you cannot like take it out fully because humans are so powerful and they still tap into it from time to time, and they can recall it, but like it's pretty suppressed. And you know, with all the people that I work with, it's pretty much like a thing. It's a theme. So
Yeah. Now, have you've been on a lot of different planets where the war was raging and big cities and stuff that got attacked by the reptilian factions and stuff?
yeah, I pretty much go to those places almost every night.
Yeah. What do you feel like your mission or job there is when you go? What do you do there?
I'm like a rescuing party. Like I go there to find any beings that I can help, that I can like, hey, you're here, like let me help. And so I just like get them out of there or like seek, like just try to find out what happened there. Like I can literally get on that planet and literally like put my hand on a planet and scan the history of it. How old is the planet? What happened? What kind of incidents? How many beings? The life and like the vibration of this planet. Like I literally scan everything. And I'm like, okay, like I get this sort of information from you. Like it's pretty interesting. So
That's amazing.
yeah, but I've been to wars. I've been to those places where like I'm just engaged in the first like person combat, like either fist to fist or for like from distance. But I've been to a lot of these. Like it's almost every night I go to those places.
Yeah, I remember a few years ago you started telling me your stories about those out-of-body experiences, and they're as real or more real than this physical world as an experience. Yeah.
Yeah, way more real.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so my experience that Akvile gave me today, let me see if I'll do it in brief. There's one part I'm not sure I should. Is it? Give me a sec. I hadn't thought of this part before. Yeah. Okay. It starts out. We'll just call them the good guys and the bad guy factions. The good guys being those extraterrestrial or human civilizations that are for freedom, liberty, sovereignty, awakening, and expansion of consciousness and the evolution of spirit. That's the good guys. And the bad guys want evolution of spirit too, but they are their own, and the advancement of their own civilization and culture, but they want to control and dominate, conquer the rest of the multiverse, really, and everybody in it. That's kind of their game. So suppress everybody. That's the basic good guy and bad guy factions here. So I was working for, this is before this lifetime, I was working for the good guy team in a higher realm. I wasn't working in the physical universe. And one of the things that the bad guys were doing were going to wonderful, beautiful, advanced civilizations of the good guys, peace and love and enlightenment and kindness. And it's wonderful worlds to live on, or planes or planets, whether you believe in round or flat, doesn't matter. The realms are really nice. But the dark forces would infiltrate and pretend to be secret good guy organizations. And they're going to recruit, they're going to pretend that they are good guys, recruiting civilians to be part of a good guy secret military force. It's kind of like the secret space program here, but on other planets. And the secret space program there, the local citizens are told it's a good thing. But what was really going on were the bad guys were recruiting good people into this secret military operation and telling the good people who the enemy was, training the good people up, putting them in spaceships and on outposts on planets and stuff. And they were actually fighting other good guy civilizations. That is so fucked up.
Yes.
So that's it goes on. That's deception. That's Archon deception. It's one of the things they do. So I was working for a group of good guys off this, not on this planet, but who knew how these bad boys were doing business. So my job was to pretend to be a local citizen, good guy, who gets contacted and inducted into the secret army that we're told is good guy army, which is bad guy army. And these bad guys are pretending to be the good guys. So I'm setting myself up to be noticed, but they don't know that I'm onto them. So I get inducted into this secret space program on another planet, in another plane, really. It's not even the physical plane, along with a lot of other people. So, and I just learned this in the session that we did about an hour ago, 2 hours ago. So now I get involved in this, and I end up being told about a mission, an important mission. And I'm thinking it's a good guy mission. And I'm thinking I'm supposed to be, I know if I wasn't onto them, I would be thinking it's a good guy mission and they're good guys. And the mission is to incarnate on planet Earth as a physical human. I'm in human form there, but planet Earth, physical human. And after about 7 years of being here in the physical world, I'm going to be indoctrinated into the military abduction, my lab, secret space program on the physical planet Earth. Really. So when I'm about 7 years old, 7 or 8 years old, right in there, I'm abducted. When it really happened, all that really happened was I was out in the backyard, just goofing around, a little kid. And then a moment later, I'm all interested in UFOs, and I want to be a UFO researcher when I grow up. That's it. Nothing else. But from then on, I am totally fascinated by the whole subject. And I look up at the stars longingly, like, oh, and I want to get out of body. And, you know, I'm starting to, a few years later. As Akvile regressed me into what was going on, she helped me pop up the memories and the stuff. What had happened was, 7 years old, I'm abducted, and I'm going, well, was this like guys come in a black van or something and sneak into my backyard and grab this little kid? No, it was more of the UFO abduction thing, that creepy shit. I don't have any memory of that except for what I've got from this session. So, what the hell? And then I'm held down, held back, can't take action. I'm stuck in this magnetic, well, it's an energy field around me, so I can't move. And then they did their program. They started their programming in the secret space program, training on me. And I was involved for about 10 years. It's like a 20 and back kind of program, but I'm involved. I'm only 10 years into it. I'm out in outer space. Apparently this physical world, spacecraft, I'm out somewhere near Jupiter, and I'm supposed to be shooting this bad guy cruiser that popped into our solar system. Sounds like a science fiction story, doesn't it? That's okay. It should sound like a science fiction story. So I'm out there, and I'm supposed to take some shots or do something, help blow up this big cruiser with a lot of people on, because I'm told that it's the bad guys. But because I was a secret agent, and I know that this good guy team, military secret space program that I'm in, isn't really the good guys. They're the bad guys. And those guys are the good guys. Sometimes the military team that I was on was fighting other reptilian groups and legitimate bad guys, other factions of bad guys. It's like mobsters fighting mobsters or some shit. But not this time. This was actually some good guys into the awakening of humanity and all this good stuff. But I was on mission in my little spider ship to shoot the motherfucker down. And I go, I can't do this. But I don't want to get ratted out. I don't want them to get suspicious of my spy game, my double agent thing. So fuck. So I set it up so I got blown out of the sky by my own guys, but the real good guys. Oh man, they vaporized my ass. I didn't even have an astral body left. I was like out in space going, what just happened? No body, just the beingness here. I go, okay, that's Saturn. Which way is Earth? All right. And I'm going, what the hell? And so I'm going back to Earth. Okay, I finally get there. So I was abducted in 1957, and this is about 10 years later. So I'm going back to Earth around 1967, somewhere in there. As the story goes, you know, I can go into denial as good as the next guy, so don't worry about that. But I'm like, okay. So I go back to Earth, 1967 or something, and I'm looking for my team, not the real good team, the one that I'm a good guy, secret agent, sneaking. No, the team that told me that they are the good guys, and the team that I joined, knowing full well that they weren't really the good guys. But that team, that's the team I'm looking for. Military abduction gang, abducting humans, abducting us without our knowledge or agreement, against our will, sort of thing. Okay, so anyway, I'm going back to them because I'm still trying to keep my cover story going. So I go back there, out of body, and I know they have the technology to spot me if I get too fucking close to their shit. So there I am, close to their shit, and they go, ding, ding, ding. I go like, hi, it's me. So they're able to read me and stuff like that. And they go, oh, yeah, it's you. We wonder what happened to you. Get your shit blown up, didn't you? Pretty much. And so they're good. They're good. I'm back on the team. And then they said, well, fuck, let's just send you to fuck back and put you back in 1957. I'm going, works for me. So they put me back like a minute or two after I left. How the details, Randy Kramer interviewing with Emery Smith has a real good story, the details of how that stuff works. That's pretty cool. But anyway, for me, I'm just like, I'm back in my backyard all of a sudden with a total mind wipe, except I have an interest in becoming a UFO researcher and a kind of an image of a U.S. Air Force officer. And, like 10 years later, so in this time track, I go from 1957 after I got returned, and in 1967, I joined the Air Force. Pretty sure I didn't go back into the secret space program. We'll have to look into that later, Real. But pretty sure I just stayed in the bomb dump. Humping bombs and missiles and rockets and stuff, Vietnam era thing. But so I got through that. But all the time I was in the Air Force, I really got a strong desire to go out of body. I didn't know where I wanted to be, but I didn't want to be here. And here was in the Philippine Islands in 1967, 68. Just a stone's throw from Vietnam. And all my buddies that I were with in 1967, 68, they did go to Vietnam after our stretch in the Philippines. They went straight to Vietnam. See you later. I put in for the States. Fuck this. I want to go. I went to San Francisco Bay Area. So that worked out. But as a secret space program story here, that's what I came away with. And I'm going, no, did that really? I mean, I've watched these interviews with these secret space program soldiers and stuff. And I go, wow, I'm totally fascinated. I believe every fucking word. I'm totally into that. Yeah, and I'm so interested in galactic history. I have over 300 pages of stuff I've scrounged on the internet, all these different stories about the Anunnaki and the reptilians and all that stuff. Totally fascinating. Well, this little thing we did today really started making sense of that.
Yeah.
So that's my story and what I was going to ask Akvile off camera, but I thought, hey, let's just record this. I want to ask you, what did you see, sense, or details, what things look like, any things that I didn't see that you might have seen that might be helpful for me to see what's going on and stuff. So yeah.
Well, for me, like, I'm mainly connecting to what you're telling me. So whenever you're telling me a story, I will, whenever I hear something, I can like visualize it or shift my consciousness to it. So as you're telling me about your story in the session and what's happening, I can shift my consciousness and sort of like stand next to you and see what's happening around you. So, like when you're 7 years old and the street, like house to house and stuff like that, like it's just like, okay, I'm there, and we shift consciousness to when we did the earlier beginning, when you see the planet of like good guys, and it's a huge planet. Like it's a big planet, like very nice looking, sort of even very brightish, like when you look at the sky, like there are no clouds or things that would like make it darker, or like no chemicals, anything like that. Like it just doesn't exist. It's like super bright and like futuristic looking, like tall buildings and skyscrapers, but like it's so big that like there's all kinds of things, like little villages and stuff. Like I can literally just go over the planet and just like, oh, okay, let's see, there's this, there's that, like mountains and rivers and like all those details. And animals there are different than on Earth, which is like amazing.
Yeah.
If you would take like, I don't know, the deer or something, they have this lot of silverish skin. I mean, fur and stuff like that. So it's not the brown one, but like silver looking or like sort of grayish. There's like different shapes and stuff, and just different looks. So a little bit of the planet and stuff. But when you go to meet the bad guys, like there's reptilians and greys and sort of like this tortoise looking being connected and stuff like that. So like I can shift like from place to place and like check things out if that's what you're asking.
Well, yeah. Oh, I'm just curious. A vanity thing, really. What did that look like? Was I a little short guy? Was I a tall, skinny guy? What can you see what I looked like? Physical features when I was on that nice planet?
Yeah, about mere and 82 centimeters. If we did the European scaling, I don't know the English, or I mean American thing, but
Taller than I am here, or not as tall?
probably like maybe 1 or 2 centimeters like smaller.
That
Or that would be like 2 fingers, like that much.
okay. All right.
Yeah, blackish hair, like black hair, but no whiskers, like just clean shave and muscled up. Yeah, you are good looking. I mean, you're good looking now, but you're also good looking there. To be clear. Yeah. Yeah, you have your own even like the planet has their own sort of uniform sort of thing. They have like this different factions in their like soldiers and medicine department, and like even like civilians, they have different like sort of uniforms, so you can tell who's who if we talk about that. And military has like sort of like bluish color looking.
Yeah. Okay. But how old am I looking? Teens, 20s, 30s, 40s?
About 27, 28 or so.
Yeah. So I got inducted there into what they were telling us was the secret space program, good guy secret space program, and we're going to go fight bad guys. And so, although I knew what the hell was going on, nobody else did that was also being encouraged to join.
Yeah.
And my mission was what was my fucking mission? The hell? Let me think about this for a second. Well, yeah, to bust up the fucking thing. Yeah, tell people beware. Yeah, it was like wake up. It was like it was the whole wake up thing. You know, watch. Just because there's, you know, you join one of these agencies, doesn't mean they're the good guys. It's because they say they are.
Yeah.
That goes for the, you know, these alphabet agencies of today. Not to mention the secret space ones. Anyway, so what else? I guess that's all. I wanted to know what I looked like, how fucking small. Oh man. This kind of operation. Actually, this started out, we were doing entity work.
Yeah.
The whole thing started out, we weren't looking for a secret space program, me involved or anything. There was an entity in my space, which started out even earlier than that, was an issue of me not taking action. You know, I'm a thinker, philosopher, teacher. I like to sit in my little chair here and talk. And to me, that's not taking action. Taking action is like, okay, let's do this right now. Let's do it. And we were looking into why that doesn't happen very much. And one of the things, after we cleared out some other stuff, was there we asked if there was an entity involved with me not taking action. And you know, there's this thing right here. Oh, yeah. Okay, and so then we track that to, I got this impression visual of me being in that energy chair, like magnetics. There's no physical straps on me, but I couldn't take action. I couldn't move. And I was on a spaceship. I couldn't tell if it was physical spaceship or astral. So that's how we got started in all this, not taking action. So I guess my attitude has changed about what is taking action and being a bell ringer, you know, the messenger, you know, hey, the sky is falling. No, really. It's kind of like that, but it's like take action, make a video, tell people some of this stuff, help wake people up. That's kind of what I'm about. Because there's this, it's serious war going on. It's raging right now in the Democratic and Republican parties right now. Deep state. The war is raging. There's a war on human trafficking, child trafficking, and it's all part of this. It's all connected. The super rich power elite are Luciferian, and that means they worship Lucifer or Satan, and that's really, it's just it's a lot of things to a lot of people, but it's also multidimensional. In other words, they're turning to and getting power from the dark lords in the higher planes, of which we all came from. We've come from there, and that war is going on there and here, and it's they're after our minds, how we think, what we feel. Your thoughts on this, Akvile?
Well, what I want to get back to.
Yeah, take it away.
Yeah, you've mentioned, like, you know, we started like with this item of you not taking action, and then we found the sanity that is stopping you from taking action, and that's where we found out, like, where did it all start?
Yeah.
And so this is why we did this whole past life regression thing, and you came to the point where they put it back in the body. You have this interest into UFOs. You want to be a UFO researcher. You want to get out of body, and they also put this entity that's going to monitor you and stop you and like do all these things. This is a part that you probably didn't mention yet.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. What was this entity doing here? After I got back from, and the bad guys, secret space program guys that were pretending to be good guys, they put me back after I lived 10 years past 1957, they bring me back as kind of tinning back. Cheat. Oh, he's getting out of shit. That's me. Breaking fucking contracts and rules. Anyway, they put me back at 1957, but they gave me a fucking buddy. We'll put you on the buddy system. The fuck do you mean, buddy? Get the fuck out of here, you motherfucker. But anyway, entity tracking me and monitoring, reporting back. This sort of shit that entities do a lot. So yeah, so I got to there.
It's a big thing.
Pretty interesting stuff.
So when we're doing these kind of sessions and addressing like items, entities, and even do the past life regressions, like what's your takeaway from today's session?
Well, one is that taking action doesn't have to be getting up out of the chair and, you know, grabbing a flag or anything or a stick or something or a poster or a camera. It can be just, you know, just doing something that helps enlighten and awaken people. And there's all kinds of things you can talk about. You know, on any level of awakening, different people are different places. So one of the things I've been really interested in is the secret space program and that whole subject of galactic war and are we winning? Are we winning yet? Doesn't look like we're winning. Are we winning? So, yeah, the awakening is really, really, really important because the war is really about over what we think, mind control, thought control, because we're creating this reality system by virtue of what we're thinking and feeling. And they want us to think and feel certain ways. Enough of us are thinking one way, our world goes that way. So anyway, that's my takeaway. I can be active and be doing something by making a video like this. It takes, I don't know, it takes guts to put something like this on the internet.
It does, huh?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's not like, because I don't have that certain powerful conviction. You know, I'm still, if this military abduction thing did happen to me, I'm still, like I said before, I'm in fucking denial about it. It's a good story. I got a lot out of it. It makes a lot of sense. It's logical and everything I've learned. Yeah, but can I really emotionally connect with it? Can I visually see it real clearly? Not so much. But if I had to go one way or the other, I think it probably did happen. Kind of hoping. No, Rich, you're imagining that. Really? That's good. But anyway, I do believe the secret space program is legit. And there's more than one secret space program going. And I think it's helpful for people to understand this. And the super soldier thing. Go look at some super soldier interviews and videos that you can find on YouTube. That's what I say. And the whole thing about multidimensionality and UFOs and extraterrestrial, I'm absolutely sure of that. I've been out of body a lot, and I've seen a lot of that. And Akvile has too. And so that's my takeaway and my message, I guess. How about you?
Good.
Anything you want to share with people before we wrap up?
I'm just giving you sessions.
You like giving me sessions like this?
I do.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. So Akvile does different kinds of sessions and stuff. You can go over to richwest.net if you're interested in one thing or another. She does different kinds of things. You can write to her. Email will probably be down under the video.
Yeah, we can add it.
Yeah. You can write to her and ask if you'd like a session. Any of this stuff. And we do this thing sometimes. We both work together as the facilitator team. And with my technical skills and her psychic abilities, we help a person look into their stuff, remove implants, soul contract agreements, entities, help them with past life recall stuff, and soul fragment retrieval, essence of self retrieved and stuff. So we do that as a team session. And that's been working really good. We're getting very good results from that too. Okay. All right. Yes, did you want to say anything?
Just wanted to say thank you for taking your time and sharing this, because like not everyone can do it. Like a lot of people are afraid of following it in, or all this, and I think it's important to share this sort of information, and I appreciate what you're doing.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate the sessions. Okay, thank you. I think you're over here, the video camera.
Bro.
If I'm pointing in the wrong direction for a YouTube audience, it's because our camera flips the thing on us without us being able to see on our monitors what the fucking way it's going. So anyway, thank you for the session, and we'll talk after this video.
Sure.
Okay. And thank you guys for watching. Talk to you later. Okay. Oh, and hey, if anybody thinks, oh, last message, oh my God. If anybody thinks they might have been in the secret space program or military abduction and would like some help recalling it or confirming, or just getting a little more feedback or information about it, yeah, again, we can do that together session that we do. The two of us at the same time can help you look into that. Okay. Thank you, and talk to you later. Love your guys' comments and thoughts, and if you want to share your weird experiences or abductions or any creepy shit, comment. Okay. All right.